the covenant that God had made with David about this descendant that he would have, who would be called the Son of the Most High. He would reign forever. All of that was in the promise. 1,000 years before Jesus, God had made a covenant with David that one of his descendants would sit on his throne, rule an eternal kingdom, and be called the Son of the Most High God. When the angel Gabriel appeared to Mary to tell her about the son that she would bear, he gave her a bunch of specific details about him. He would be called the Son of the Most High. He would have a kingdom that would last forever. He would be a descendant of David. Once Jesus began his public ministry, other people were catching up on this and referring to him at various times as the Son of David. He had blind beggars on the road to Jericho. We had a non-Jewish Canaanite Syrian woman who was pleading for her child who called him Son of David. You had the children playing in the temple referring to him, and of course the crowds when he entered Jerusalem with Hosanna to the Son of David. Where did this terminology come from? The messianic prophecies are scattered throughout the Psalms and the rest of the Old Testament, but in Psalm 89 in particular, all of these details are sort of mentioned and fleshed out in a sort of complete picture of what the Messiah would be. And other later Psalms and later prophets would pick up on this and mention details of these aspects of this messianic descendant of David. Here in Psalm 89, we essentially have the distillation of all of that, of the messianic prophecies, which are all based again on the promise, the covenant that God had made with David about this descendant that he would have, who would be called the Son of the Most High. He would reign forever. All of that was in the promise. It is encapsulated here by David in this psalm and then works its way out in the rest of the Old Testament and is fulfilled in Jesus. Let's join in a moment of prayer. Father in heaven, we thank you for your Son. We thank you for Jesus. We thank you that you promised him to David 3,000 years ago. And after that time, you continued to speak of him through your prophets, telling us that he would be an eternal king who would rule the whole world and who would be the Son of the Most High, your Son, and that Jesus fulfilled all of that completely. We thank you for him and we praise you in his name. Amen.